everyone. My name is Alexis Sims, and I'm the Family and Educator Resource Center Coordinator for Henrico County Public Schools with the Family and Educator Resource Center. I am happy to announce to you all the Fall 2021 Bridge Builders Academy kickoff, and we are starting with Joseph Brown from our wonderful technology department. He'll be here talking with us today about how to work PowerSchool and Rycor. So, Joe, I'll be happy to turn it on over to you.
Thank you, Alexis. Good evening, Henrico families. I'm truly excited to be here with you all this evening. My name is Joe Brown, and I am a data integration specialist here with our Department of Technology. Um, when you may think, say, oh, what is a data integration specialist? So just to kind of sum it up, basically we house all of our student information and our staff information, such as grades, schedules, and things of that sort in PowerSchool. And the systems that I work with are actually systems that sync up with that. So, for example, Rycor Online Forms, which we'll be talking about today, is one of the systems where we pull student information from that system to put in the Rycor Online Forms to make it available to you all. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to provide you all with an overview of all of our services. I'm going to go through a presentation really quick, and then we'll kind of dive into some of the different features and benefits of Rycor Online Forms and the Parent Portal. So if you take a look at the presentation here, one of the things that I want to talk about today is our online services page that's on our main HCPS website called The Connection. The Connection basically is a place where you can actually access all of our online resources in one location. You can get to that web page using the URL at the bottom here. So HCPS / has all of that jazz, henricoschools.us/online services. So if you go to that link or even go to our HCPS website, and again, we'll pull it up in just a second, but it'll take you directly to the Connection. Now, a couple other things that the Connection will provide for you is a pretty detailed sets of instructions, such as how to sign up, how to access all of the listed resources that we have there, which is majority of the platforms that we do offer to our families, such as the Parent Portal, of course, online school payments. There's a blurb in there that kind of gives you insight on how to sign up for that. Schoology, as well as, again, Rycor, and also My School Bucks. So if you need some help, just adding lunch to your child's lunch account, you can go on there. It'll give you those instructions on how to do that. Again, it's just the instructions are very thorough. It tells you exactly what you need to sign up, how to sign up. It gives you access to the actual web link to get to the portal so that you can sign in if you do already have an account for all of those different resources. Just to highlight our PowerSchool Parent Portal. So the PowerSchool Parent Portal, it gives families access to through a web browser. You can get access through a web browser or through an actual mobile app. You can download the mobile app on the Apple App Store, or you can also download the mobile app on the Google Play Store. It allows you the ability to view your child's current class schedule, view grades and attendance, as well as get attendance and grade notifications via email for your student. You can actually set in your settings how often you actually want to get those notifications, whether it's daily, weekly, every 2 weeks, monthly. There's a couple options there in the settings. You can also view your assigned student transportation information for morning and afternoon. The Parent Portal also gives you access to connect to your child's Schoology account. Basically, there's an access code in there for Schoology. There's one access code per student, and you can see that in the Parent Portal. It'll also give you access to course recommendations for some of our secondary students in the middle and high school levels, as well as the ability to give your child permission to apply to some of our specialty centers. That's within the Parent Portal. There's also an option in there to access called Student Access Account that'll actually allow you to see your student's student ID, their lunch ID, and the email address. That'll kind of help you if you need to assist your student, if your student needs some support logging into some other systems where they may need their email address, they may need their student ID or things of that sort. you can get that in the parent portal for your student. One of the big things, again, that we'll talk about today is accessing the online forms. It allows you to actually click on a button called Access Online Forms, and it'll take you directly to Rycor, where you can complete some of those forms that are essential for your student. One other thing I want to highlight is that if you are downloading the Parent Portal app using the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, you want to make note of the district code, which is MXZM. So that's MXZM. PowerSchool actually has a couple different school districts within their app. So that district code will actually allow PowerSchool to link you directly to Henrico County Public Schools. And that way you're signing up and you're able to link your student or log into your student's account. Just to kind of give you just a brief highlight of what the parent portal looks like. If you take a look here, and I'm actually going to use my mouse to kind of navigate really quick on this screen. You have your navigation panel, which kind of highlights some of the things that I just discussed, such as the email notifications, class registrations, their schedule. The Access Online Forms button is here as well. And then also put a little laser on here. That way you all can see exactly where I'm pointing. The Access Online Forms button is here as well as transportation, Schoology, and student account access. Over to the left, to the right here, you also have a overview of grades and attendance. This is like their main default layout, and it'll show you your student schedule, and it'll also give you a highlight of their final grades as of the time that you're looking for your student for each course. So this is all informative information. There's some other things in here as well, and you're actually able to dive into that particular grade for that course if you wanted to see what assignments calculated that final grade. So if you would click on that grade, it will actually dive you into the teacher grade book so that you can see the scores for each individual assignments or test or quiz for your student. Just a quick highlight of Schoology. So as I mentioned, the Schoology access code is in the parent portal as well. That's if for those of you who don't know, Schoology is actually our learning management system that we use here in HCPS. And some of you know, back in the day, it was, hey, let me check your backpack, or you have any homework and things of that sort. Well, a lot of our instruction has been stored online. So teachers are posting content for students, posting assignments, posting tests, and things of that sort in Schoology. So if you were to sign up for a parent account for Schoology and link your student with that access code, it will allow you to access the learning management system for your student. So you can log directly in, you can view like teacher announcements, any material again, any assignments, anywhere. You can view it while you're at work. You can view it while you're, maybe you have something to do in the evening and you just want to make sure that your student is on track. You can check that, they have an app. They have, you can use it on a computer, like on any device, honestly. You can go through the web browser or you can use the app to see the assignments and things of that such for your student. One other thing I do want to note is that we do have a separate line of support for Schoology. The point of contact for support for Schoology support will be your child's innovative learning coach. So each of our schools has an assigned innovative learning coach, and that will be your point of contact. So you have to contact the school, and that individual will be able to assist you with signing up for Schoology if you have a need. Then we're going to go over to Rycor online form. So again, Rycor just allows families to just submit school forms. It's a secure browser, secure website. We have everything is compliant. It holds student information as well, but it also allows you to be able to access online forms through the web browser or even on a mobile device. So you can actually go to the web browser. You can't get to the online forms through the parent portal, but you can go to the web browser on your actual device. So like a Google Chrome browser on your phone or Safari, and go directly to the parent portal website, which a lot of that information is on the connection page for the parent portal on how to get to that. But it allows you to access the back to school forms, the student information record. So each year we ask that you go in and update your student information record. We would put in on that form the information that we have on file for your student for you to go in and make changes as you need and then submit that. We have several different like the evening school of excellence applications, several different application processes that are on Rycor as well. And even the for our middle schoolers, the governor school application. So a lot of different things, and it's it's emerging over the time. But just to kind of highlight a couple of things that is there, um, those are just a few. Now, again, access online forms link. It is available through the parent portal. So you have to have a parent portal account to get to Rycor. Once you do get a parent portal account, you can get to Rycor from a any browser. So the browser on your phone or the browser on a computer. And what again, and that's because Rycor is not available on the parent portal app. So that is something that's good. Remember, but it is available for students in grades pre-K through 12. So any student that you have enrolled in Henrico, you'll be able to have access to Rycor and to the parent portal for that student. Just to kind of highlight what the Rycor looks like, just a quick overview. So we have here at the top, we have completed forms. Completed forms is actually forms that you have already completed. So what happens is when you actually complete the forms at the bottom here, they will, once you sign and submit them, they will go over to completed forms. So at the bottom here, we have different tabs. So we have back to school forms, we have important information, Evening School of Excellence. Those are some of the tabs that are there right now. And then we have a tab for some optional forms, just some miscellaneous forms that are kind of focused, how can I say it? It's driven for certain students. So those optional forms will, maybe if it's just by grade level or maybe by school, those optional forms will be listed there. If it's more so of a form that's for the entire district, that'll kind of be in its own tab, like the back to school forms. But again, regardless of the form that you submit, once you submit the form, it should go over in this completed forms um, drop down here, this completed forms tab. Of course, if you do have issues with Rycor, our support information is actually at the top of this page here, Rycor support at Henrico. Those emails and those inquiries or any request for support actually goes to the team that I am on. So it's two of us. We try to respond, immediately as soon as we can, but it may be like just a short delay. But if you have any questions about Rycor in particular, feel free to send us an email if you're having trouble, and we'll get back with you as soon as we can. So do we have any questions about that so far before we actually dive into the platforms?
All right, so I did have one question because I am an HCPS parent, and I was trying to get some information. So for the PowerSchool, if whenever we're getting those Sunday messages, how do we edit how we receive those? Because I get them in 3 different forms right now.
Okay, so the messages that come through on the Sunday calls, that's actually, it is a service, and it's actually one of the services that I do support, but it's actually through School Messenger. Parents do have the ability to take control of that on how they want to receive those messages, but you actually have to download our the School Messenger app. So it is available to you if you go into your app store, whether it's on the Apple or on Google Play. Download the School Messenger app. As long as your email address is tagged to your student in PowerSchool and it's on file with us, it will allow you to sign up and it will link directly to your student. Once you go in there, you can set, because each parent or each contact actually has a profile within School Messenger. Folks don't know that, but they actually have a profile. So when you go into that School Messenger app, it actually allows you, like I said, to take control of your profile. So you can turn on your text messaging, you can turn on your phone calls, or you can turn on your emails or turn them all off. Okay, so we don't recommend doing that. We want you to at least keep some form of communication on. But if you have a need to do that, maybe you're getting text messages and you no longer need them. I'm not sure what your need is, but you can most certainly turn off the text messaging, for example, if you need to.
Thank you so much, Joe. Do we have any other questions from my other participants? Or for any of you who came in a little late, was there anything that you were hoping to get out of the session that wasn't answered just yet? And I'm also going to stop our recording.
No, we I actually got another. All right, so basically what I gave you all was a good highlight of the online services, but I'm actually going to go ahead and dive into and so that you all can see some of the things that we were speaking on. So I'm going to exit out of the presentation here. All right, and I'm going to go to the connection. So we were speaking on the connection again. This is on our main HCPS website. So when you go to actually, I'm going to start from the beginning here. So this will actually take you to the main HCPS website. Okay. You could go to put the / online services on here like I displayed, and I can put this address in the chat as soon as I get to the page. But I had the URL. I had the URL. Say it again. I'm sorry.
I was just saying I'll drop it for you.
Okay, thank you. It's the URL that has online services on the end of it. So Alexis is going to drop that URL in the chat. But again, that was one of the URL that I displayed on the actual presentation. And but if you wanted to get to it quickly, directly from the HCPS website, you can just click on the online services link in the top left corner. Okay, and that will take you directly to the page. So again, there's a nice video here that that actually was created by myself and my colleague. So feel free to watch that at your convenience. It kind of just gives you an oversight on the portal in itself, some of the things that I kind of highlighted for you. Then it goes down to the services. So the parent portal, if you're a returning user, if you click on that, it actually takes you to, opens up a new window and takes you to the parent portal login. If you are new, it tells you what you need to do to sign up, what exactly you need. So one of the things to notice with the parent portal, you actually need your student email address, your student number, student's date of birth, and your just know your student's initials. That way you can one of the things that is going to ask you to do is combine your student initials and the date of birth. So what I would do is if you do need to sign up, definitely take note of all of this information prior to going to sign up. Okay. It gives you insight about Schoology. So if you're new to Schoology, as I was mentioning in the overview, the access code, that's one of the things that you need. And you can actually get that in the parent portal. Okay. And then it kind of goes into Rycor online forms, making school payments, and things of that sort. So feel free to view that page at your convenience, but it is there and it was created for you to have access to everything that you need to be successful in navigating through our online services. All right. So what I'm going to look at real quick is the PowerSchool parent portal. So I'm actually going to go to the parent portal from the link here. So I'm a returning user, and I'm going to click on returning users, and I'm just going to put in my username and password. Now, I already have a username and password, but if you don't have a username and password, there's actually a create account button here. And once you hit create account, it'll ask you to fill out some of that information that I was referring to just a moment ago, like the student ID and things of that sort. But for those of you who do have an account, you just go into the regular sign. So just taking a look here, there's the navigation panel on the left side. You got grades and attendance. You got the grade history. Again, email notifications. If you click on that, you can check if you want to receive current grades and attendance, how you would like to receive it. If you have some additional emails that you want to add there, such as maybe grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, you can add those there. And how often you want to receive them, weekly, every 2 weeks, monthly, daily. So those options are all there for you. Class registration. when it becomes time to do student registration, such as course recommendation, things of that sort. For the secondary students, that is there as well. The schedule. So you click on My Schedule, it gives your student schedule. And then you have access online forms, transportation, Schoology. So when you click on Schoology, this is the access code that I was referring to. So you would need that in order to sign up for Schoology. And then it gives you instructions on how to actually sign up, okay? Transportation tells you exactly what bus, okay? And then when you go, if you go under school information, it gives you insight on uh, the school information, the principal's name, things of that sort. And then some folks always wonder, hey, what is the when does the 9 weeks end? Here it is. So you have your start date and your end date on the 9 weeks, and how many school days is in that actual term. So that's good information there as well. And then you have your district code, which is there for the mobile apps. So you would need that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually, what I was referring to about clicking on the actual grade. So I'm going to go into grades and attendance. And when you look here at the final grade, if you click on that, it'll actually tell you what assignments created that final grade. So this is all good to know, as well as a legend here that will tell you what some of the signs may mean. So if the teacher put in their grade book, this is linked directly to the teacher grade book. If they put an assignment is missing in the grade book, it'll actually show under the flags, so you can see that. But like I said, if you wanted to know which assignments actually made that final grade for your student, just click on the final grade. And the mobile app actually looks the same as well. The only thing is that it doesn't have as many features as we have here on the actual computer version or the web version, which is why we recommend using an actual computer for certain things. But it'll kind of give you a highlight of some of these different grades and different assignments that are due, as well as highlight the schedules and transportation information. So the next thing that we're going to look at is actually Rycor. So I just want to show you all what Rycor actually looks like. So to get to Rycor, of course, we're going to click on this Access Online Forms button here. All right, so this is going to take us directly to Rycor. I don't have to log in again. I don't have to do any of that. Because I'm logged into the parent portal, it's already linked to my student, and it takes me directly to Rycor. We always highlight a couple just important facts here, especially a link to our online school payments. That's another resource. So a lot of folks during the back to school time, if they're completing the online forms or the back to school forms, they are doing fees as well. That's why that link is here. That way you can click directly on that and get over to our online school payment site to pay school fees. But again, we normally just put like a brief overview here. We've been trying to be a little we've been trying to start making sure that we have different languages. So right now we have a couple languages here, but we're planning on expanding that and also trying to make it to where you click a button and the page just transforms into that particular language. But those are just some future enhancements. But right now we're doing what we can, and that's just trying to provide, these blurbs and things of that sort in different languages. Also, one of the other things that we are trying to um, move forward with is providing the forms in different languages as well. So over time, you'll start to see some changes there. You would only see those changes based off of the language that you have set for your student. So if you have on your student record that you prefer Spanish, we will have this set up in Spanish for you, and the forms will be in Spanish and things of that sort. If you were to go in, kind of vice versa, if you were to go in and all the forms are in Spanish, but you actually prefer English, that's something we would need to know about because we would need to make adjustments on our end. But we're definitely trying to make some changes there and get more languages in. That way, we'll be providing equitable access to our resources. Okay. The next thing that I want to show you is This is a summary page, and a lot of folks get confused with the summary page because they're like, hey, I'm clicking on my student's name and it's not doing anything. Well, when you have multiple students attached to your profile in Rycor or attached to your parent portal account, you actually have to click on the student name at the top here. So I'm going to click on one student, and this kind of puts you on the actual forms page. So these are completed forms as we looked at in the previous on the overview. So all of the completed forms, once you complete an actual form, they will go over to the completed form section at the top, where you can then go back and edit. You can look at the form again, or you can see maybe what changes you made to it or when the last time you made changes to it. Okay. At the bottom here is the actual forms. So during the back to school time frame, we had multiple different forms here. There's still a few that are open, but you would just click on those individual forms. They'll populate. You would read all the information, do what needs to be done, or complete whatever fields need to be completed, sign off on it. Okay. Some of these forms do require a student signature and a parent signature. So you would just sign off, select the date, and you would just hit submit. And actually, I'm gonna do one real quick. I'll fix this later. So I'm gonna go ahead and submit this form. And the good thing about this is when it comes down to the parent first and last name, whatever first and last name is set up for your portal account is what's actually going to generate there. So if you notice that it is wrong, you can make a change. But if it is pre-populating with some other information or a name that's not yours, it is because it's pulling from the parent portal account. And then your student name will automatically pop in just from what we have on record. So I'm gonna actually submit this form. So I'm gonna hit submit. If you were to submit a form and you didn't complete all the requirements of the form, you'll actually get this button at the bottom here. So I actually did that intentionally so that you could see that. But it says, please complete the items above. So you have to make sure that you go up, and they normally highlight in like a darker color. And just make sure that you do all the completed fields. So for this particular form, I'm missing the date sign. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to put the 21st in here. Then I'm just going to double check, make sure I didn't miss anything else. And this is actually a health screening acknowledgement form. If you haven't filled this out, I would go in there and definitely do so. It is one of our required forms for this school year. So I've completed everything to my knowledge. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. Once you hit submit, you should get a message that says submitted successfully. If you do not get that message, it is a possibility that your form was not submitted. I would email, you can reach out to your school, or you could contact us at our Rycor support email address, which is actually on the background here. But one of the good things to note is that when you do submit a form, you should get an email notification to the email address that's on file for your parent portal account. So the email that you signed up with your for your parent portal account with, you should get an email with a copy of your form and saying that it was received. If you don't get this submitted successfully message or that email with that form, I would double check to make sure that your forms were submitted. Sometimes we do have instances where we thought a form was submitted and it was not. So we definitely want to check that. All right. And just to kind of highlight too, again, if you have multiple students, you navigate with the names at the top, the first page. And actually, if you only have one student, it'll take you directly to a page like this with the actual forms on it. But if you have multiple students, it'll take you to that summary page. All right. And so far, does anyone have any questions in particular to the parent portal or to the online forms portal that we can answer today?
You can also feel free to leave a message in the chat if you like.
Yep. If you have any comments or any questions, you can put them in the chat or you feel free to speak. All right. Well, we don't have any question. That actually concludes our evening session today. And I just want to thank you all for joining. And of course, like I said, if you have any issues with Rycor, feel free to